Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be filming is all about how I deal with my boyfriend being an actor and acting with other girls. I did do a poll on this on Instagram and 76% of you voted to see this video versus the 50 facts about me. If you still want to see that video, I will try to get that up as soon as possible once I've edited this one. But without further ado, I will get into the video. I saw a video that Gabrielle, Conte and Jess did in December, or it might have been the start of January, but I thought it was a really good video because it basically gives an insight onto like how you kind of deal with it. I think to a lot of people who aren't in acting or musical theatre don't really understand the concept, and a lot of people have said they would still class it as kind of cheating. But that's basically what I'm going to address and how I feel on all of it. I don't know where to start. So the basis that I think people need to realise is it is just acting. There's no emotion as such to it at all. Obviously you have to act, and if you're in that type of role you do have to kind of portray some kind of emotion for that acting or for that character. But in terms of real feeling and emotion, you kind of cut yourself off from that because you are playing a character and a different role. So it's not like you're doing it as yourself because you're playing a different person. I think initially, like when I first kind of had to deal with it, it is hard initially, like the thought, but once you've kind of seen it and got used to it, like it's really not that big a deal. Me and Ed both do acting, so we're in the same boat, and it kind of works both ways. Like in the future he'll have more roles, probably with other girls, and like it's really not that big an issue. It is part of being an actor or an actress, and I think it's easier that we both are in this industry because we can kind of understand it a bit better and relate to it more. Whereas I find that couples who aren't in this together, or maybe one is and one isn't, really don't know how to deal with it, I suppose. But I find it easy that we both understand it and we're both on the same level. Obviously the physical side in terms of like kissing and stuff is like, again, it is acting, and I'll be like 100% honest because I don't want to sugarcoat it. It is hard initially, like the thought of it, because obviously it is the person you're like with. You know, I've been with Ed over 3 years, and obviously like I care about him a lot and stuff, but again I think it's a good basis for trust in our relationship, because to be able to do that and be okay with it is like a really good, well, I don't want to say boundary, but I feel like that is a really good point in our relationship, and if we can kind of get over things like that, then everything else should be pretty easy. But I think if you don't have like a basis for trust or anything like that, obviously it makes it harder. But you know, Ed's not that type of person and neither am I, and we both kind of respectfully know that. We're both on like that mutual level of respect and trust for each other where like we know it's not anything else. Especially a lot of people who again aren't acting that I've spoke to, and even like my family and stuff, like, you know, my sisters in the past, I don't know, I could never do it and things like that. But again, I think it's something you have to accept very early on if you are gonna like engage in a relationship with someone who is in this industry, because it's not something that's gonna happen constantly. It's not like every other role he's in he has to do it. It's just every so often, but you have to be prepared for that, otherwise like it's going to make it harder for you both in the long run. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this subject. I know it was a really short video, but there's not really a lot to address in terms of how I feel. It's something I've been used to for my entire relationship, so it's not really something that I think about that much, and again, it doesn't happen too often, so it's not like I have to really think about it or I have to deal with it too often. In my opinion, just to kind of summarise, I obviously personally don't see it as cheating or anything like that. Again, you are in a role and you're acting as somebody else. So for those of you who consider it cheating, you're obviously entitled to your opinion, but unless you're in this industry, it's harder for you to understand how it all works, and obviously you would deal with it in a different way. Not to say you don't understand, but again, because we're both in the same industry, it's easier for us both to deal with it and kind of get over it, because it's not a big deal at all. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know down below and I will focus on getting those done for you. And if you enjoy doing the polls on Instagram, obviously let me know, because I feel like they're really helpful for me and you, because I can see the content that you want to see. But yeah, I think that is everything for this video. I'll leave all my social media down below if you want to follow what I get up to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I will see you in my next video.